This is the 9th, the 26th, and we're in South Carolina, and this is where we stayed overnight, just off from a truck stop. Here is just a sinkhole, but as you see, the water don't go away from it. And this is just in the back of the parking lot here. And that's the way it is all over this part of St. Augustine, Florida. This is the 9th, the 27th of 90. This is made of wax, but it's in the museum. This is the back. Sometimes I think I ought to have something like this on my rump, so when I get kicked, this is in St. Augustine. Ripley's Believe It or Not Castle Museum. This is Ripley's Believe It or Not.
People inside there are completely oblivious to the 20th century going on around them. They still do everything as if the Spanish era was still upon them, including making their own clothes, growing their crops, tools, and whatnot. And they will answer any question you have. Pick you up down to the other end and continue you on your way. This is historic St. George Street.
No. Backside of the old fort at St. Augustine. This is in the roof of the old schoolhouse. This wall down through here is all made out of shells. A few of your old scraps of wood with a little writing onto it for $97. This street down through here is almost like a Dura street. Or the building.
Flagler had a daughter named Jenny Louise Benedict, and at the age of 35, just 6 weeks after giving birth to a child who had lived only a couple of hours, she too passed away. Now this devastated Henry Flagler, and he decided to build a church in her memory. His dad had been a Presbyterian minister, so he built a Presbyterian church. However, if you look up at this beautiful 5 of those beautiful domes, and it is much, much bigger. However, that dome does rise up over 100 feet in the air. The Grecian cross on top is 20 feet tall. It is topped with solid copper. This building itself is poured concrete with white brick trim. The interior is solid mahogany, sienna tile, and Italian marble. Number 7 is the Museum of Weapons in Early American History. As we get over there, I'll show you where it is, and you'll see what I mean. It is not very large. The most unique gift shops in St. Augustine. And as I enter the parking lot here, it'll be right straight ahead on your left. Now on the right is the Zareta Castle and Oriental Antiques. This is stop number 7 and 8, the Museum of Weapons in Early American History, and the Zareta Castle. Believed if the demons living in your house decided to leave for whatever reason, when they tried to get back in, they'd become confused by all those different windows, and they would not be able to find their way back in. At the age of 53, taking his Visa card out of his pocket. Right here on the left, this little park area is the land that Flagler wanted from the Methodists. He wanted this park in front of his hotel Alcazar. Now the Alcazar was a lot more reasonable than the Ponce. It was only $4 a night, and that included use of the Turkish bath, tennis court, bowling alley, casino, and indoor swimming pool, plus 3 meals. Now this was $1.50 to $2 a night to stay here, and that also included 3 meals. Keep in mind when we talk about meals at these hotels too, we're talking groceries. These people ate very... Now they built this just as soon as we became a United States territory. This is not falling apart. It is actually undergoing extensive restoration work right now. Just after the church is our F.W. Woolworth store, the Fine and Dine. Still has its original lunch counter. Then there's Potter's Wax Museum 100. All of it. Doing business in an existing structure. So right straight ahead is the General Workhouse. Now that wasn't even there until 1961. It was across the street over there in the parking lot. It was taken apart stone by stone and put back together again on this site. That's our downtown Wendy's restaurant. They bought that building at a cost of $2 million. Oh, your veggies at the Santa Maria. There's a little trap door by every table. You can just drop them down through the trap door into the water and the fish will eat them. To the building, when, where, and why.
Are you going to stop here?
This is stop now? Okay, there we go. We'll see you a little later. 63, so it's into the yard. That way they could look out their windows and see who wanted 91 as a place of lodging. Then it was a school. And finally, it became a bed and breakfast, which is what it now is. If you stay at the St. Francis Inn, you're guaranteed a canopy over every bed. It has the Capitol because it's halfway between the two. Also on the left, you see that monument with the little bench at the bottom of it? That bench is called the widow's bench. Now that's where a widow would go and sit 1 year after she became a widow, and let all the men in town know that she was once again available. Over here on the left, this building with the column. Now there's a lot to tell about the old fort. It was built between 1672 and 1695. It took them 23 years to build that fort. They built it out of coquina, which they quarried on Anastasia Island across the bay. This is the oldest masonry fort in the United States, and it's one of only 2 in the world that is made out of coquina. Here in St. Augustine, you will also see some gold and red flags. Those are the flags of the Second Spanish period. And here we go.
Ship coming in out there, Chuck.
Yeah, that's quite a little yacht, huh?
Yeah.
Fishing of Nombre de Dios. Now here on the right, they're not doing any more new building with the coquina, hanging on to what's left for repairs to the existing structures. Pond.
100 years anniversary.
All aboard. By the city of Avali, Spain. Now, as I said, we make 2 stops here. Our next stop is going to be just up by that. I got a bridge I want to sell you in Brooklyn. It might have worked for Ponce, though. He lived to be 69 years old when the average lifespan of a man was 39 years. So he bought himself an extra 30 society. You can look right and left and see if you agree. This is Magnolia Avenue. Off of them. That canopy effect is formed by the breezes off of the ocean. People mistake it for coquina. It is nowhere near the same thing. This is man-made. Coquina is naturally made. Coquina is very, very strong. This is not very strong at all. And Spanish moss, too, isn't Spanish, and it is a moss. It isn't a parasite. It doesn't hurt the trees in any way, shape, or form.
This is the old jail in St. Augustine. This is the 9th, the 27th. We just came back from the big tour. Long surf. Here's a fellow that's going to cast like the Hawaiians do. He's getting ready to cast the net. There, I see the fish jump out of the hook. There it goes. It's an open net. It'll go clear down to the bottom, then he'll draw it in, it'll fold up under it. It'll fold right in. It'll fold right up. The bottom will come in, and anything that's between that and the bottom will be caught. I guess he didn't get anything. Just came in with a net. We're down here at St. Augustine and leaving in the morning. And this is where we're parked. It's Florida now. We just came back from the ocean.
I want you to get up and walk like a duck.
Me?
Yes.
I always walk like a duck. What are you talking about? Do the duck walk.
Hey, Molly, let's do the duck walk.
Do the duck walk.